Rumble, young man, rumble. Here we go. Oof, I gotta go slow coming out of there now because the driveway continues to settle, and that hump going into the chedrage gets a little more profound. I want to take you around to see some flowering trees. It's been a minute since I've been out the house because which way shall I go? I'm gonna go the usual way here. It's a weekday. Yeah, it's been a minute since I've been out of the house. Thank you very much. Many of you reached out and offered kind words in light of my very high fever string of days. So it was not COVID, it was not the flu, but here in my area there was a row of illness that came around out of nowhere, inexplicable to doctors yet. They'll figure it out, but no one's sure exactly what it is yet. But it means a very high fever for more days than it usually lasts, and a profound cough. So anyhow, I had it, and I had fever. It was 102.5 at the highest that I checked. 102.5 is pretty miserable for me, I guess. And well, I found out after, when the fever finally dissipated, I took my temperature a couple more times and realized the thermometer I was using reads low. So there's a possibility my temperature was higher than that even. And I didn't lose coherence. Or coherence? Coherity? Cerebral cohesion? I don't know. I didn't lose whatever that... maybe I never had it. So, status quo. But yeah, it was certainly miserable, and so the rest of my family were all pretty. My 4-year-old got hit pretty hard too. He also had a high fever for a few days in a row, and it's one thing for me. I've suffered in solitude more than a few times over the years, but I don't like to watch other people suffer, and while I am powerless to do anything to help, even if I were healthy, I couldn't have done anything. It's just something my little guy had to power through, and like little beasts of the field intuitively know, because of the design woven into them, he cocooned himself on the couch pretty much for 2 days. And didn't eat much. Had to force him to drink. And I was gonna pull in there, but I guess maybe not. Oh, school's not in session. What am I thinking? I guess I could have done a little loop around there, but anyhow, yeah, he cocooned himself on the couch for a couple of days. Didn't move. There were a couple of times when he was tempted to get up, and he took like 2 little pogo stick jumps, and you know what? Back down in the cocoon. And then after his little incubation period, he popped back up, and he was as new. Look at these flowering trees. So that made my heart good. But it took me a little bit. Well, I don't know. I guess he had it longer, but it's tough because I know I need to go to work and do workly things in order to get a paycheck. So being home is not a state I'm accustomed to. I do well when I can leave the house daily, accomplish a task, and return later. I don't do well when I wake up in the house and I exist from morning to night in the house, and then I go to sleep in the house to repeat day after day. So for me, the toll was as much mental as physical. And I don't know if anyone can identify with that. Any guys out there, any girls out there? I guess it's not a gender specific thing, right? I mean, it's like you got it in you to be someone who leaves and accomplishes tasks, or someone who can accomplish tasks. And like, I know people who work from home. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it. I can't. I work away from home. I can't work from home. I have to work away from home. Although I have to say, I very much look forward to a day, potentially, where I can work not for a boss necessarily at a location, where I can, if we end up in a house. Oh, sorry, buddy. Just shake it off. You know, if we end up in a house someday and we have some space, maybe it would be possible if I was, you know, to pursue a creative career at some point. Maybe I could work, but I would have to have a spot on the property, maybe like a Thoreau writing hut or something like that, so I still get the impression that I'm going off to work, because my brain, it's like putting on a uniform. So I work in the food industry at the moment. When I put on my food industry uniform, I know what I'm about to do, and my brain attunes itself to those tasks, like a Boston Celtic putting on his jersey and striding onto the court. That jersey goes on, you know it's game time. So anyhow, yeah, the home all week long, with a fever and a terrible cough, is, you know, just does take a psychological toll more than a physical toll. Because like I said, yeah, if I can just, I'd be one of those animals that would sneak off into the woods and you know, disappear for a while. I don't need fanfare or attention when I'm sick. I don't need people, you know, at each elbow with tissues and a bucket or something. You know, I don't want that. I want solitude. I want privacy. I'd like to revel in my misery until it dissipates. So anyway, that's been my status lately. So thanks for those of you who have reached out and wished me well. I do appreciate it very, very much. You're a good community. So now I'm going to do a quick follow-up here on my question I asked a little while ago, and that is Harry Potter versus Spider-Man. Spider-Man versus Harry Potter. Harry Spiders. Yeah, so Spider-Man versus Harry Potter. And very little surprise, it was nearly a tie. Although in the Harry Potter versus Spider-Man debate, I did get one vote for Batman. So I love you guys. I think that's a good response. So we haven't decided yet. I'll get back to you on that. What is that thing? All right, a fishing derby. Got like a demolition derby? You had fish swimming in a figure eight or something? Oh, maybe it's hats. Is it hats made out of fish? That's gross. What kind of town is this? All right, guys. Although I told you before, my dad did catch my hat once right off my head while fishing. That was exciting. All right, guys. Matt the Greeter. Care about you. Nice to be back on the bike. And I'll check in with you soon. All right. Bye.